Okay, moving on to beam. On the gray beam, beginners are going to do passe balance with a pit block on their knee. So their foot will be at their knee and passe, and they're going to balance a pit block on their knee. And on the other side, they're going to go lunge, T, lunge with the shoulder trainer. So start in a lunge, go to a T, land in a lunge, all with the shoulder trainer. Intermediate, they're going to do a passe balance, pit block on the knee, raise up to releve and hold 3 seconds. So passe balance, raise up, and come back down. On the other side, they're going to do lunge, lever all the way to the beam, and lunge again with the shoulder trainer. Advanced will do snap turns holding the pit block. Their hands will meet in the middle. So start the pit block in the bent arm. The straight arm meets in the middle, and it holds all the way around. Then on the other side, they're going to do handstand, hold their lunge at the end for 3 seconds before they finish. That way they don't get too antsy when they stand up and finish, and they actually land their skill first and then go. On beam 6, which is the dark brown beam, beginners are going to do 2-part straight jumps. 2-part straight jumps are, this is their starting position, arms up, arms down by their butt to their small squat is 1, and then their big jump with their arms up is 2. So it's just a straight jump, but breaking it down into 2 parts. Down is 1, up is 2. Then on the other side, they are going to do pivot turns, reaching the star for the ceiling, so that way they're getting used to being pulled up super tall on their tiptoes. Both ways are totally fine. For intermediate on beam 6, they're going to do rocket jumps from a squat. Rocket jumps, like in preschool, are blast off jumps. So you start in a squat and you do a really big straight jump from your squat, so you're blasting off with your legs practically. So it's like a straight jump, but a little bit harder, so they're going to have to make sure they're square and straight from their squat all the way up. Then the other side, they're going to do pivot turns in a row and see how many they can do without falling. You can make it a contest and be like, whoever gets the most gets like an extra minute of pit time, or whatever you want to do with that. And then for advanced on beam 6, they're going to kick their good leg forward, then kick their bad leg backwards, and then split jump. So it's basically doing the movement before they do the movement. Then on the other side, they're going to do pivot turns, but with their step in between. So pivot turn, step, pivot turn. Then on to beam 5, they're going to, which is the tallest one, they're going to mount, walk sideways halfway, then straight jump, dismount to SLP. Then on the other side, they're going to do kicks forward beside the beam. So have them stand by the beam, their good arm holds on for support, and they do kicks forward on each leg. For intermediate, they're going to do mount, walking, kicks forward, and then spotted side handstand dismount. It is not all the way up, just getting comfortable going for it. So if it's really around the side and not very high towards a handstand, that's totally okay. Just getting them comfortable going for it on the actual beam is what we want to do. Then they will kick sideways facing away from the beam. So instead of having your good arm on the beam facing the length of the beam, you're going to be facing with your back towards the beam and both hands out to the side holding on, and they will do kicks sideways. So they will be stood with their back to the beam, arms on the beam. They will kick their leg out to the side towards the beam. Then advanced will do mount, kicks backward and releve, but moving forwards, and then their dismount, halfway across, of course. And then advanced will do kicks always besides the beam. So they'll stand good arm, kicks forward. They can do kicks backward the same position, but then face back towards the beam, arms out, and do side that way, so that way their chest is up. Then on the floor beam, we are going to do cartwheels or forward rolls for beginner. Intermediate is round-offs or handstands. And for advanced, they're going to do handstand forward rolls, back bend kickovers, where their feet land on the beam. Then the extra station isn't in the pit this time. We're going to use a little blue balance disc. And they're going to stand on the balance disc in beginner and do calf raises. On that same one, for intermediate, they're going to balance in passe. Their arms can be out in front or up above their head, just on flat feet. And then in advanced, they're going to do a big releve hold, so one foot in front of the other, preferably. If that's too hard, you can do side by side, but hold in releve as long as they can.